Welcome back to the deep dive. We just got a question from a listener, Elton, that it really made us stop and think.
It's one of those questions that sounds like it has to be fake.
Right. Elton asks, I heard that if you add up all the plastic in an American brain, you have enough to make a plastic spoon. Surely this can't be true, can it?
It's an incredible image. So today our mission is to unpack that. We're going to dig into the science, specifically a huge 2025 study from the University of New Mexico that actually started this whole analogy.
Okay, so let's just jump right in. The plastic spoon, was that just a catchy headline or is there real science behind it?
Believe it or not, it was completely backed by the data. The lead researcher, Matthew Campen, he used it specifically to help people visualize what they found.
And what was that? What did they find?
They found that roughly 0.5% of the brain's total weight is made up of plastic particles.
0.5%. Okay, that sounds small, but when you're talking about the brain, walk me through the math on that.
It is small, but it adds up. The average human brain weighs, around 1,400 grams.
Right.
So if you calculate 0.5% of that, you land at about 7 grams of plastic.
And a disposable plastic spoon weighs.
Oh, what? Somewhere between 5 and 7 grams. So statistically, the comparison is, it's accurate. By mass, anyway.
That is just horrifying. But we need to be really clear here. This isn't one solid 7-gram chunk of plastic sitting in your head.
Oh, absolutely not. That's a critical point. We're talking about billions, maybe trillions, of microscopic shards nanoplastics spread throughout the brain tissue.
And that size makes it even more disturbing, I'd imagine.
Exponentially more, because they can interact on a cellular level.
So this is where it gets really interesting for me. Did this study figure out why it's in the brain? I mean, does it spread out evenly everywhere?
Not even close. And that was one of the biggest surprises. The brain was a huge outlier.
What do you mean an outlier?
It had 10 to 20 times more plastic than other organs they tested, like the liver or the kidneys.
Wow. Any idea why?
The main hypothesis is the brain's high fat content. These plastic particles are often lipophilic.
Lipophilic, what does that actually mean?
It just means fat-loving. Plastics can be fat-soluble, so the theory is the brain's fatty tissue basically acts like a sponge, just pulling these particles from the bloodstream and trapping them.
A sponge. That's a powerful image. So is this a slow buildup over a lifetime?
That's what you'd hope, but unfortunately, no. The timeline makes it all much worse.
How so?
Samples they took in 2024 had 50% more plastic than samples from just 8 years earlier in 2016.
50% in 8 years?
Yes, it shows this is an accelerating problem.
And do they identify the type of plastic?
Mostly polyethylene, the kind you find in plastic bags and bottles, the everyday stuff.
This acceleration has to bring us to the health connection then. The study found a really troubling link with cognitive decline, right?
It did. They found that brains from patients who had died with dementia had, significantly higher plastic levels.
How much higher?
Up to 10 times more by weight than the brains of people without dementia.
And this is the fascinating part. The researchers were very careful here. They pointed out this is a link, not proof that plastic causes dementia. Can you explain that difference?
It's the classic science problem. Correlation isn't causation. It's possible that dementia itself damages the brain's natural waste clearing systems.
Ah, so the system breaks down.
Exactly. And if the system fails, plastic that's already in your body could just get stuck there instead of being flushed out. So the plastic could be a symptom of the damage, not the cause.
So what's the takeaway here for Elton and for all of us? The headline is true by weight, but the reality is a massive dispersal of these kind of nanoplastics.
Right. The key insight is that we are definitely accumulating this stuff, and the rate is speeding up fast.
And that 50% increase in just 8 years, that leaves us with a pretty big question, doesn't it?
It raises the most important question of all. How much closer are we to figuring out the mechanism? Is the plastic just getting trapped by a damaged system, or is its growing presence actually what's breaking the system in the first place? That rate of change is something to think about.